You're listening to How I Met Your Monster, a podcast that explores the introductions to your favorite movie monsters. My name's Zach.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Casey.
And together we dive into the world of horror to find out how filmmakers have introduced us to our favorite monsters time and time again. This is How I Met Your Monster.
You opened it. We came.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left.
Explorers in the further regions of experience. Demons to some, angels to others.
Call you Meatloaf Jack! Surprise, Sydney.
Hello and welcome to a very special bonus episode of How I Met Your Monster. If you're not already subscribed to the show, make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, or your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss a monster. Today on this very special mini episode of How I Met Your Monster, we're going to go a little different direction. We've got a no-holds-barred showdown between two of the most notorious groups of pleasure seekers this side of the Labyrinth.
Humans and non-humans, from the sadistic world of the Labyrinth, weighing in at a combined 1,395 pounds, I give you the Cenobites. Sadistic world of the Labyrinth, weighing in at a combined estimate 700 pounds, I give you the Cenobites, but in 2022.
So we do have some rules for this match. Not so much rules, but guidelines, I would say. There is only one rule that there are no rules, but we do have guidelines and an outline.
We have an outline of guidelines that tells us that there are no rules.
That's right. So each Cenobite will be broken down into 5 categories. Mm-hmm. Design, brutality, strength, effectiveness, and memorability.
At the end of each category, I'm going to choose which one I prefer, given your arguments. And then, whoever has the most wins at the end will be the winner.
I love it.
All right, Danny, introduce us to your team of Cenobites from 2022.
I would love to. Okay, so in our little corner of the ring, we have the Gasp. We have the Weeper.
Oh.
We have the Asphyx. These are iconic sound effects. We have the Mask. We have the Mother.
Oh, sweet baby.
And finally, we have the newest member of our team, who's kind of here he's not as enthusiastic as the other ones. His name's Roland Voight.
You also forgot about Pinhead.
And the Chatterer.
Okay, and then we also have the Chatterer.
Can you hear that?
And in leading the charge, which I'm sure is a classic wrestling phrase, is none other than Pinhead.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
I think so. I mean, I've been wrong before, so I think that's all of them. All right, hey Cenobites, hey guys. I know. Can we just quiet down? I know we're all excited. I know. Can we just do a head count? Can we just do Chatterer? Shh! Quit chatting. You got Chatterbox over here. Hey, Chatterbox, can you cool it? Can someone give Asphyx some water? I don't like that breathing. And the Weeper's hands keep falling off. So this is a mess. Let's just focus. We'll talk to you later on the bus.
Okay, Zach, why don't you introduce us to your group of Cenobites from the original Hellraiser?
Okay, we've got Butterball.
Turkey.
We've got Chatterer. We've got Deep Throat. Oh my God. And leading this group of Cenobites is Pinhead, but different.
Original.
All right, now we're going to have a nice heated debate, okay? So first up, Danny, the category is design. Tell us the design of your Cenobites in 2022.
Okay. So the most I guess the biggest visual that you see, the biggest visual cue is the fact that this version of the Cenobites in 2022 are a little bit more polished and refined, but still very grotesque. So that is my blanket statement of this new crew. I would say the original, kind of OG Cenobites kind of represent more of a classic BDSM from the 90s, 80s, 90s. It's very much just leather and steel, which is great, but been there, done that. The new Cenobites, the ones that I'm representing, my little team, they kind of add a little bit more variety, which we can all appreciate. They've got jewelry, layers, and more importantly, and my favorite, which is kind of a nice little, takes inspiration from one of my favorite shows, RuPaul's Drag Race. We have some costume and accessory reveals. These ones are a little more grotesque than something you might find in a traditional drag show, but it's exciting. You have the Weeper splitting its hands and creating kind of a set on each arm. That's new. I'm not sure we're not worried about function so much as we are over fashion.
Yes.
I just like that also because of their variety, they're all kind of pulling from separate areas. They've really got a unique identity, which I thought stood out in this one more than the original.
Okay. One thing that you didn't mention is that their outfits are all made out of their skin.
So one thing that I didn't mention is that their outfits are all made out of their skin.
That's a loss of a point for you, Danny.
That's the ref's fault.
Hey.
The ref told me what to say, and then I said it, and then
I'm just saying so that there should be a fair argument. The people need to know what they look like. They went, instead of the BDSM thing, they went kind of more body modification in this one.
Oh, see, I like that.
That's fine that you like that. That's good because they're your team.
Good. Hey,
I was just stating. You see, I was just
really
stating.
Quickly. I just want to. Do you mind if I just confer with my team really quickly? Hey guys, really good job. Yeah, I know. We're all excited. Really good job. We're in the first round. You're already getting compliments from the ref, which I'm not sure is how a ref works, but they're really pulling for us. So let's keep it up. Okay, break.
All right, Zach.
Okay, we're
let's hear about the design of the original Cenobites.
Well, my team of Cenobites has been around for 30 years. 30 plus years.
I thought you were going to talk about how Cenobites have been for thousands of years.
Me too.
Waiting for a number, and he's like, about 30 years.
30?
Hey, these are my Cenobites, and I will age them as I would like.
Oh no, Hellraiser's from 1987, the original one. Why did I think it was 1991?
So 35 years. And in that time, they have cemented themselves as staples in the fashion world.
Because they probably have staples in them.
Exactly. They did this by one simple trick. All they had to do was peel off parts of their skin and sew it into leather using sewing materials. And
yes.
Needle and thread. Pinhead.
And then they had to get really slimy. They had to once they were all stitched up and twirled, they had to jump in the KY jelly pool.
Do you know this for sure?
Just one moment to confirm with my team, please.
Okay.
Sure.
Guys, did you put on the KY jelly like I asked you to?
Wait, they're now just putting on KY jelly. This can't be fair.
Come on, you guys.
Ref.
You fucked it all up. I told you to put on the KY jelly before the match.
Do you have anything else to say about how they're dressed?
Yeah. So not only are they
There's more.
dressed in leather and covered now in KY jelly, they also have a lot of burns and cuts and slices and metal rods, not as much as Danny's team.
You heard it
but
here,
I will
folks.
say that we were the first to do it, and we kind of started the whole thing. So take that.
So they're hipsters.
We put metal through our skin before it was cool.
Okay, all right.
Well, we use our fashion to kill people. So
Why do you guys look like if stormtroopers went into the labyrinth? They look like spacesuits.
sorry, we weren't at a convention for the Matrix trilogy. We were busy trying to add fashion throughout the universe and various interdimensional planes. But by all means, leather's a great look. It's very original, guys.
Dude, Butterball wears sunglasses.
His name's also Butterball. So
He wears
Yeah, but
sunglasses
it's-
at night.
But you're talking about them going to a Matrix thing, but they were around before the Matrix was, so that's not a good argument. If anything,
That's
Neo
fair.
copied Butterball.
okay.
All right, and following round 1, we are giving a point to the original Cenobites. Hands down, I don't care what anybody fucking says. They look 100 times better. Sorry, Danny.
Yes.
Yeah, I understood what they were going for in 2022, but I missed the leather. I missed the chains. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that if I hadn't seen the original one, I would have thought that those things were hokey as fuck. 'Cause I would
Okay,
have been like,
that's fair.
what? I don't understand this. But since I had something to go off of,
Did you guys
know.
pick up, and I don't mean this as like a diss or anything, it's just kind of like a thing I noticed, was that they almost felt kind of Silent Hill like.
they definitely
Mhm.
felt more
Mhm.
alien to me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Which
they were
maybe
from
is what they were
space.
going for.
They had their space suits
Huh?
on.
Yeah, but they're not, though. All right, round 2, brutality. We're going to have Zach go first with the original Cenobites.
My team does not fool around when it comes to brutality. They've got chains, hooks,
They got chains, hooks.
lots of chains and lots of hooks. And
Yes.
they
It's like a fishing boat over here.
rip, they shred, they gag, they do it all. And I don't know about Danny's team, but compared to my team, Danny's team looks like little bitches.
Well, I can speak for myself that there's nothing wrong with being a little bitch because I'm a little bitch. Coach. I don't know what you're going for, but it's not working.
Zach, is that all you got?
Rain it in, coach. Rain it in.
Yeah, I mean, just hold on.
You can't say hold on during a match.
I mean, I've got Deep Throat on my team. She is the high priestess of hell. They say that her name is unmentionable, kind of like Voldemort.
Can't say deep
Her
throat.
name is so horrid and so vile, like her actions, that her name must remain unspoken.
It's the name of a porno.
She is incredibly violent and so uncontrollable. Even Pinhead can't control her. She could win the brutality contest just on her own.
All right, and then you've got Butterball.
Then I got Butterball, who is
Yeah.
just
We're not really. We're still figuring him out.
Yeah.
Makes a mean turkey though.
So good that they made a whole brand after him.
Yeah, he's been off and branded himself. He's a whole different thing.
All right, Zach, does that conclude your brutality?
yeah, you might as well just give me the win on this one.
All right. Well, we're going to have to hear from Danny. Go ahead.
Okay, so when it comes to brutality with the 2022 Cenobites, they're so brutal that they don't even care about having all of their kills on screen. And I mean that as a compliment. When you can be just as effective and just as creepy and terrifying by just hearing the screams of the victims after the drawn out suspenseful setup, that's saying a lot. And now, okay, I could see if you were like, well, that's feels like a cop-out. I disagree. I think we're building up to it. We're setting up the fear and the stakes so that when you do see it on screen, the brutality, I feel, in my opinion, and in the opinion of my highly esteemed team, is that it's that much more aggressive and intense and memorable. Also, when it comes to brutality, my Cenobites are way hornier than the original Cenobites when it comes to like brutal. Like, look at their faces and their expressions and their commitment to the bits. Like, they don't hide their O face. And I think that's a strength for them and like for their cause. You can really see it gets them going. One specific example of their brutality is when the character Nora gets killed in the back of the van. And she's like sort of, she didn't do anything wrong. She sort of just kind of enters the movie with really no stakes. She's not really offering much except for some comfort for her friends. And like, she's, there to support them and help Riley. But she gets the worst of it. And it's so disgusting when she's literally impaled by the spiky chains, ripped apart, and we're watching from inside of her throat, the pin going slowly in, and she's just screaming. Meanwhile, Pinhead's loving it because it's like, just their form of penetration, which is just as horny for them as like, I guess traditional penetration would be for humans. So, I mean, if that doesn't seal the deal for how brutal they are, then I don't know what we're doing here. If we want to go with the OGs and just like stand back, standing idly by and watching shit go down, sure. But like these ones get their hands dirty. So yeah, it's not even an argument. Thanks for the trophy.
Mic drop.
All right, so round 2 goes to Danny and the 2022 Cenobites. Cenobites. The 2022 Cenobites.
Wait, that would be funny in like a scary movie remake or a sequel where like instead of the Cenobites, it's the Celibates. It's just like the non-sexual demons who just like punish people opposite. For being horny.
I love the original Hellraiser, but I think the original one was less about what the Cenobites do and more about like Frank and,
God damn it, Frank.
Lady.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show all of the kills and stuff in 2022 one, but they still showed more than the original one. And just a lot of brutality. Like I don't remember his name. The kid that she was dating, that Riley was dating.
Is it Jacob? Trevor.
I don't know, but he gets the wires like wrapped around.
Mm-hmm.
And then they rip off, and it's like, I'm pretty sure that almost everything in there was practical effects in that movie.
And like his skin comes off, doesn't it? Like it pulls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Why didn't I use that in my argument? That was, Trevor.
But yeah, I think that they're definitely more brutal. And also at the end when the guy like is given ultimate power,
mm-hmm.
and they even brutalize him. Transform.
I mean, even that like thing that he has in his chest alone is so fucked up, and they don't see anything wrong with it. They're like, where you wanted sensation, like that's like the ultimate sensation. It's literally just like pulling your, gross. I'm questioning my commitment to my team when I'm reminded of what they're capable of.
Category number 3 is strength, and we are going to start with Danny and the 2022 Cenobites. So I keep fucking saying that. 2022 Cenobites.
So the thing with strength in this one is interesting because whereas the original group of Cenobites from the first movie kind of like were always working as a unit in a team and they were creepy. I kind of mentioned this in the previous round with brutality, but the 2022 Cenobites really play to those individual strengths So we're seeing kind of like basically, the strengths in this one kind of vary. It's not just about the kills or trying, the dominance. It's you have the Asphyx, which their strength is speed. You have the Gasp, their strength is kind of patience. It's that slow kill. We're not just getting like wham bam, thank you man, one and done kills. We're getting very unique ones. It feels almost kind of like, if I had to compare it to something, it's sort of like the way Jigsaw is a killer from the Saw franchise. There's just all this variety. It's like, how can I find different ways to torture and murder them? That doesn't feel like it's, old hat or the same old. I would say both Cenobites from both movies are just equally strong. But why I think these ones are better is because they add that variety.
Okay. Zach?
Give him the trophy. Just give him the fucking trophy.
Do you mean that?
The OG Cenobites, man.
Because I'll just give him the point if you want.
Like,
No.
Like, what do they do, man? What do they do? They come out of the
You're
fucking
making
thing.
your team cry, Zach.
And I don't care. My team is pissing me off right now.
They're going to come get you.
The chatterer stop chattering.
Yeah, what kind of strength is that? All he does is clack his teeth together. Dude, this KY jelly thing has got me pissed. I told them to put it on before the show. And then they get killed so easily.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Fucking Butterball.
Turkey.
Just climbs into an oven.
He gets a spear in his chest and he's done. Dude is like cut in the belly and he's got fucking leathers in his thing and he's still alive, but then a spear kills him. Dude, get the fuck out of here.
The girl uses the box on the one in the new one and he dies.
Well,
So
but it's like
no, what
but
the
it's
fuck
more
is
of
the
like
point?
but that's
If
more
the
like
configuration
a stamp.
can take one of its own, that's stupid.
But it's not like the knife hurt him. The knife just kind of like marked. There was like the black spot.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have those. That doesn't make any sense.
give him the point. My team needs to be punished.
All right, Danny, your team gets a point.
Yes.
All right, Zach, what do you have for effectiveness for your team? The original Cenobites?
I have to give it to my team on this one. When my team is on point and Pinhead is leading the charge, they get shit done. They come for a soul. They get that soul. Actually, if they don't get that soul, they take a different soul. But they never go back empty-handed.
Okay.
Except sometimes when they do. I would say they are mediocre at the effectiveness. I give my team a C.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Danny, what do you have?
All right. When it comes to effectiveness for the 2022 Cenobites, I think they have two strengths, and I'm only just going to focus on the two because we've already heard about the brutality and the strength and all that. I think one, they're very clever, and with that cleverness, they are very sneaky. So, like, refer to Roland's ultimate fate. Well, both, like, two of his fates. Like, they keep fucking him over, but they're not really fucking him over. They're just playing by their rules that he doesn't understand. So they're effective in that they're kind of not cheating. They're like, well, here's what you'll get. And then it's like, oh, well, you didn't understand that, like, here's what you would get by our standards. So I feel like that's effective. And the fact that they tricked him twice is like, guys, Roland, you're so stupid. And also one thing that I can appreciate, which I can appreciate in most people, is they can adapt to change. They're very good at it. Zach, you kind of pointed that out with the fact that, like, sometimes they don't get the soul they want. That happens in this one, you know, where Riley she ends up taking the puzzle box, and, like, that wasn't supposed to be what happens. But the Pinheads show up and they're like, oh, whatever, and get us a new one. And they like figure it out. Yeah.
Damn it, you don't even know your own team.
God, coach, that's my name. Sorry. So they're clever and sneaky and adaptable. So that's some effective fucking shit right there.
Okay, all right. So this
But is it
really
worth more than a C?
This is really tough. And,
I give them a C+. No, I give them a B.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what you give them, Danny. It matters what I give them.
Ugh.
And, Zach, you know, it really got me when you said they come in for a soul and they get it, except for when they don't.
I see. I knew it.
So
This is some horse shit if they win.
So I'm going with the original Cenobites.
Yes!
Oh my god.
But it's just because if I gave it to you, Danny, then your team would already win. And we have one more argument to settle.
Okay, fair. Fair. But if I keep losing, then you need to give me that effectiveness, perhaps.
Well, right now it's tied. Okay, you
Okay.
each have 2. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna finish it off here with our final category. Who is the most memorable? Danny.
In terms of memorability, I think it's easy. And I don't mean that as a diss or anything. It's not a negative. I think it's easy to automatically refer back to the originals. It's familiar. It's classic. It set the foundation. But let's fast forward. Let's give the new Hellraiser just as much time. Let's give it 35 years. Now we look back and it's got 2 things going for it. Not in regard, forget what you think about the movie itself, but I want you to think about these individual characters, the ones that are standing in my corner, who I will defend to the death. For one, which I mentioned earlier, is the variety, not just in looks, let's be objective. Let's not think about what we think subjectively. What is our favorite? In terms of variety, you've got the different looks. You've got these unique abilities. You've got them playing to these strengths and using those looks as part of it's not just for show. It's not just design. It actually, like I mentioned earlier, it's form and function, which we should all appreciate because they are basically, quote unquote, trimming the fat, so to speak, literally, and in regard to their approach to, design and kills. Now, that all aside, one of the biggest things that I really appreciate about this movie that has created something of a roller coastery discourse between fans and haters alike is the casting of Jamie Clayton as Pinhead.
Nope. You can't talk
Objection.
about that. It has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with who plays her. This is about Pinhead, not about Jamie.
That is not fair.
No, it is fair. This is about Cenobites, not about actresses and actors.
But that was never written in the rule book.
Well, I thought that it was obvious that we were talking about Cenobites here.
Casting Jamie Clayton, who is a trans person, added something very fresh to this franchise, which I appreciate. And I think when we look back at that, it will be considered something very inspiring and inspired in regard to this very classic story, regardless of the fact that Doug Bradley is a fine actor who I appreciate. So, yeah, memorability.
Nice try.
Well,
Nice try.
I stand by it, and the listeners will hear this regardless of the vote. And I should say that even if I lose this round, we heard these refs who say they play by the rules automatically disqualify my win in favor of an even scoreboard. So let that be on the record.
All right, Zach, tell me about how memorable your Cenobites are. You don't really need to because I remember them. But anyway.
My Cenobites are so memorable.
How memorable are they?
Danny, my Cenobites are so memorable that your team took 2 of mine and just repurposed them.
Or made them better.
3 of them. 3.
Yeah, it's called a remodeling job, and you need it once you start collecting that many termites. So.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Ref. 3 of my Cenobites and repurpose them for your own fucking weird little thing.
So they're memorable because I stole 3 of them. Sure.
Yeah. And I don't know how you can get more memorable than that.
All right. Great argument. Great.
Yeah. So that's all I got. That's all I need, actually.
All right. So there is a bizarre twist that we have here, because although Zach, I do give this round to you, I do have to go back and give Danny the point for the fourth round because he really did win. I just wanted to be able to hear the last argument. So technically, Danny wins, but what I'm gonna say is, I didn't like this movie. I don't like the Cenobites nearly as much as I like the original ones, but Danny wrote down stuff, and he's much better at arguing than you are. I regret to inform everybody that the champion of the match between the Cenobites and the Cenobites 2022 is the Cenobites 2022. Great job, Danny.
Guys, we did it! Woohoo! Oh my god, the trophy is a leather-bound dildo with needles and chains.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that back.
And there's a harness. It's used. Recently used.
No, I put it in the dishwasher.
Oh my God. You guys, do you not even realize that like my team created the trophy?
It's true.
Was this sad. Butterball's dildo?
And now I have to give it to the Cenobites 2022?
Let them do their thing and then we'll give it back.
Ew.
Talk about repurposing an old character.
Well, okay. I'll take my loss.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do like the Cenobites from the original one much better.
Yeah, they are great.
And now, in the spirit of sportsmanship, I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed Hellraiser 2022. I loved the Cenobites just as much as the old ones. They're different, but they're great. And yeah, there's no room for haters.
Oh, look, Zach. I think they like what you're saying. They're hugging. They're all hugging. Oh, I think your words really held some weight there.
Good. Give me my trophy back.
Look at them. Is he? Oh, he's handing it back. Oh, wait. Oh, Chatterbox is not happy about this. 2022. Oh, they're having a chatter off. Oh, no. Oh, God. It's like two snarling dogs who don't know how to bark. Oh, they just... Okay, now it's... Yeah, okay, now they're all angry. They're all starting to defend one another, and they're fighting. They're fighting. Oh, God. Oh, it's also sexual. Yeah, it's a sexy fight. Oh, God. I can't tell who's winning. They both seem to be in pain, but also enjoying it at the same time. Okay, I think we should just turn the lights off and leave. I'm going to head out. I'm going to let them do their thing. This is actually good for me because they are sort of coming for my soul. So if I could get out of here now and scoot, I think I'll be in good shape.